Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 159, and today I am starting things off outside a shulker box. For those of you who watched the previous episode of Hermitcraft, you will know exactly what has happened here. But anyway, let's crack this thing open. And once again, yeah, that is not useful for me in the slightest. Oh well, we will clear up all of the glass like a good hermit, and I will continue on with my plans. Just so you know, these are all of the Hermitrons that I managed to get in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, and also at the start of today's Hermitcraft episode. So it's this one, and then all of these, and that one as well. And I'm going to be throwing all of those into this double chest right here, because none of those are helpful, but I have picked out these two, which I believe are going to be helpful for our little Hermitron set. So as far as I remember, because it has been a while since I've done any form of Hermitron hunting, I think we're going for the wool set. I seem to remember the wool set, and we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 in total. And we're going to chuck this guy in here, and this guy in here as well. So we have got 3 more left to go of this set, and of course we do have the mythic, which means that we are well on our way, but we are extremely behind all of the other hermits. So today's episode is going to be a bit of a mix and match episode. I've got some redstone stuff I want to do, I've got some decorating I want to do, and I've got some finishing up that I want to do. I also want to do some trading and some resource gathering. It's just going to be jam-packed, okay? So prepare your eyeballs and your earballs for this one. So this, of course, is the villager breeder that we built in the previous episode of Hermitcraft, and as you can see, it is kind of working, kind of not. We might need to add in an extra hopper at the end right there. But other than that, this thing is functioning perfectly. The only issue is that, of course, we are chucking out potatoes, and they aren't going back into there, but most importantly, they're being used up. We've got a finite supply. So what I'm going to do at the start of today's episode is I'm going to create a system that automatically grabs potatoes from my storage system when they are needed by the villager breeder. It sounds simple, but it could be quite complex. Oh no! 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 No, 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 no. No, this is probably the worst thing that possibly could have happened. I was watching back the previous clip. A creeper's come along, it's blown up all the glass. Okay. We need quick access to blocks fast, because we have got villagers here. We don't have any blocks. We've got pumpkins, but you can't place those. We got dirt. We have dirt. Yes, saved by dirt. Bit of a progress update for you guys. I have spent a bunch of time creating a very windy tunnel that makes its way from the storage system around, and then it does some zigzagging around there to avoid lava lakes. It then comes across here, goes across like this, and goes across like this, and then I think it goes in this direction until we reach this area right here, and that is pretty much directly underneath but slightly to the left our villager breeder. Now, I have also gathered up a bunch of hoppers. I went out and got myself some wood, so we are pretty much set to actually start creating the item elevator. Now, this item elevator is going to be pretty massive. It is going to go from the bottom of the world all the way up to y equals 90, I think, so it's probably going to be one of the biggest item elevators. But the first thing that we actually have to do is we need to place in all of the hoppers. And I have to say, I think it's going to take a lot more than 64. I think it's going to take one heck of a lot more than 64. We've used half of them already. We still have probably about 150 blocks left to go. And Tango is definitely going to moan at me for this quantity of hoppers. After about 1 billion hoppers, we have now got these hooked up into the bottom chest. Now you can see I've left out a block right there, and that is because we don't want all of the potatoes in that chest to actually enter this hopper string and be transported across, because then we'll have millions of potatoes in the system, and that's what we really don't want. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to run across like this, and we're going to have to place in a redstone line that goes directly next to this hopper line and connects into the chest down at the bottom. Which way round will it go? So we'll have a comparator running out of the chest at the top that will then go down like this and all the way across into that chest over there. Yeah, I think that's how it's going to work. And because of the way that hoppers are, we can just run a redstone line directly next to it, and that shouldn't affect anything. Now, generally speaking, when I'm building these item elevators, I don't tend to fill them all in with blocks. I tend to just kind of go up and down and make sure that there's no caves that the items go into, but recently we have been having some pretty serious problems with item elevators, so this time I've decided to use the stone bricks. Now, this should mean that I won't mine through it randomly and just lose all of my potatoes. Finally, the item elevator is created and it is fully hooked up into the system. So if we just quickly pop over there, you'll be able to see all of the redstone work that I have done. When will I learn how to do that smoothly? But as you can see, here is the top of the item elevator. The items go into these hoppers, they then go into this chest, and then we have this kind of little system right here, and also this system right here. Now this thing is gradually filling up with potatoes because of course they're all cycling round, and I will dump in a bunch of potatoes into this double chest right here. But the first thing that I need to do is I really need to test out this system. I want to see if it's working, because if it's not, I'm going to cry myself to sleep and probably leave the Hermitcraft server and set fire to my computer. Guys, I am super nervous. I'm really nervous for this one. Here we are. We're waiting. I've placed in 4 bits of spruce wood. 4 bits of spruce wood went into the system, and they have got about 200 hoppers to go through before they make their way up here. I don't know how long it could take. It could have already happened. It could have happened. Hang on. They're not in there. They're definitely not in there. Surely it should have happened by now. Oh, they're there! When did they come in? They must have come in. There was me. Just standing there patiently, like twiddling my thumbs, going, oh, what's going on here? Where are they going to be? They've been in the system the whole time. Or at least they must have got there as I was breaking some of the hoppers and stuff like that. Okay, so this thing works. I put in 4 bits of spruce wood. We have got 4 spruce wood planks. Awesome. Okay, that's really good. So, now what we have to do is we have to hook up a comparator line from this, which then goes down to the bottom. And then as soon as we start running low on potatoes, because these things are being picked up by the villagers, it will send a signal down into that hopper down at the bottom, which will then release a bunch of potatoes, and then once we refill this chest, they will stop dispensing. So we should get like an extra maybe 2 or 3 stacks just to refill. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, let's chuck in the comparator line. And then we have got a lot of redstone and a lot of repeaters to place. Okay, here it goes. We are running in the final redstone line right here. That's going to make its way across over into this area. And we're going to have to drag it up and run it into the top hopper that I actually haven't placed in yet. So this final hopper right here is going to be the one that goes into the chest. And of course, I haven't placed that in yet because, as I mentioned earlier on, if I did, all of the potatoes in the system would flood out and go over into the villager breeder, which is not what we want. Okay, we really don't want that to happen. So this needs to go up here, and it will kind of just need to kind of loop around. So I guess we're going to have to do that, and then go up like that. And that should just about do the trick. So we're going to have some redstone there. That's going to go up like this. Probably going to need a repeater because these redstone lines are incredibly long, and that's going to go up and in. Okay, so this hopper, when I place it in, good. It is currently locked, and that is because I've got a redstone torch up at the top. But when I remove that redstone torch, this will unpower, and then we should start seeing potatoes. So here goes nothing. I'm going to remove this redstone torch right here, and I'm going to replace it with redstone dust. Now that should have sent a signal through into the potato hoppers. Those are going to be the official, that's the official term of this system, is the potato hoppers. And we should start to see some potatoes being sent up to the top. Now, we are going to have to run in this, and I've just realised, oh dear, that was probably a daft maneuver, because that means that we're now actually going to have We're now going to have some stone and some granite and things in the system, which wasn't my finest idea. So let's quickly see if we can remove those. But hang on. Hang on. No. I got so excited then. Nothing. Absolutely nothing at this point in time. No. It's a bit of a slow system. You may be able to tell, it is a bit of a slow system. Huh. Maybe it's not working. Guys, we got potatoes! Potatoes have come in! Potatoes are flowing into the system fast. Well, kind of. I mean, they're being taken out by the hoppers quite quickly as well. But it's working. It's actually working. I don't know why I'm excited about this, because this is a really simple concept. I think it's because it's over really large distances. I mean, it's not very often that I do things over these sorts of distances. So to have like an item transportation system that works from there over to there, that's pretty spectacular. Oh, I'm chuffed to bits. Right, let's see if the comparator system works, because that's going to be interesting. I really need the toilet. I need the toilet really badly, and I'm waiting for this to work. Oh, this poor planning on my part. The chest is pretty full right now. We have got a whole bunch of potatoes up here. The redstone line has been powered up to the repeater, which means that the redstone signal has been sent all the way over to the hopper out the back. So now we're waiting to see if the potatoes will stop coming. We've got enough. We've got enough potatoes, and we're waiting on whether or not it's actually going to hold up. And it has. It has stopped sending over the potatoes, and by the look of things, in that time we got maybe 1 or 2 more stacks, which should be enough to turn this thing off for a little bit of time before it has to kick into action again. Okay, that's interesting. I think this system works well, and if we pop down to the bottom, we should see that there's actually a bunch of villagers down there. Yep, so these guys have been breeding nicely. We've got a handful of them down at the bottom, which means that we can actually try and grab these into the system. I've just filled up the system with a whole bunch of minecarts. We've hit the button, and we should see a villager fly around the corner at some point soon. A lot of waiting in today's episode. A lot of waiting. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm not so hopeful on this one. Ah, that will probably be... Yeah, that looks like it might be the issue. For the final time, I pressed the button, and by the look of things, we have actually got ourselves a villager from the system, and he's a nitwit. Yeah, I'd say that sums up. I'd say that roundabout sums up how this episode has gone so far. Oh, just nothing but just... Oh. Okay, I've just pressed the button, and there's a minecart there. There's a villager on the way, and he's a brown coat one as well. It's a fisherman. I mean, that's not particularly exciting, but that's hugely impressive. And as you can probably tell, I'm a little bit knackered because I've been working on these projects for far longer than I ever expected to. I mean, if you look at it on the face of it, all I've done is I've set up a few hopper lines, a few redstone lines, done some item elevators, and then I've done some redstone. But the amount of troubleshooting and just things that we ran into in the process, it's almost driven me around the bend. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill out for a little while, and we're going to do a little bit of a trading session. So in today's Timelapse chat, I want to talk to you guys about life. Kind of, sort of, in a way. So if you want to just listen about Minecraft stuff, then unfortunately, I would suggest skipping forward probably about 3 minutes into the video, and then you can check out some of those bits and pieces, because today I want to talk to you about life and filming and making videos and everything like that. Because for those of you who have been subscribed to the vlogging channel, or you've seen my vlogs, you might have noticed a slight shift in the style of content over the past 4 or 5 months. So I've been doing these vlogs for about 5 months. The early ones were definite vlogs. Like they were vlogs. I pointed the camera at my face. I did bits of the camera. I was also doing them slightly cinematically. I was doing some B-roll here and there, but it wasn't particularly exciting B-roll. It was kind of time filler B-roll type stuff. And then eventually, I think it's probably when the Mavic Pro arrived, which is my drone, I started messing around with cinematic stuff. Now, I had... In those videos, I still filmed my face, but I also, a heavy focus was put on the actual visuals and making sure the video was as nice as possible, and I love doing those. I'm sure you remember I banged on about those for ages, and I really enjoyed it. And then I got into that side of things, and gradually my videos began to get more and more cinematic, to the point where I actually stopped doing quite as much face-to-camera stuff and instead filmed nice-looking visuals whilst talking over them. And recently I've been trying to improve that, and then of course I went off and filmed with ProleteR Surfboard, and we did that video, which is like a proper documentary-style thing, which I still need to do the extended version of that, but it's been extremely busy with all of the moves, so that will be coming at some point, I hope, fingers crossed. But what I wanted to say was that I love filming other people, and I love filming what other people do. It's something that I think doing that, I've kind of almost discovered, like a small passion of mine that I didn't realise, was that I love filming people do things and talk about things that they're really interested in. Okay, that's something that I really love. I love hearing about people and what people love and enjoy on a daily basis. And speaking to James Otter, the person that runs ProleteR Surfboards, he's so passionate about creating those surfboards, and he's so passionate about everything to do with that business. And it was awesome just chilling out with him for 3 days, filming everything that they were up to, and also getting that interview in the end. And it was a massive learning experience for me. There's 10 ton of stuff that I would have done differently looking back, and that's why I kind of want to do it again, which is why I'm talking in this time-lapse chat right here in a kind of, I don't know how to explain this, really. I'm kind of looking for people who do things that would be considered interesting and worthy of filming. And I kind of need your help on that, because I've got a few people in mind, and I will be getting in contact with a few different people to shoot various different videos. Hopefully, fingers crossed, that should be cool. But you guys might be able to suggest some people that you think do really interesting things. So like craftsmen, people that make beautiful objects or furniture or just strange bits and pieces, or perhaps people that make aeroplanes. I like to focus on the making of things, but it could be anything. It could be artists, it could be photographers, it could be videographers, it could be other YouTubers that you just want to know the behind the scenes of. Anything. I'm really interested in just checking out anything, and I would love to hear all your suggestions. And if you do have a genuine suggestion, or perhaps you know someone and want to get me in contact with them because you think they're really interesting, would make an excellent video, then just send me an email and I'll have to check it out. Now, I am going to try my best to stay on top of this, but if you don't get a response, then there's a chance that I don't really think it's that great. I have no idea how many emails I'm going to get. I could have just completely opened my inbox like an absolute spammage here. But that would massively help me out. And by the way, if you just send an email saying, hi, can I get a reply? I'm not going to be replying to those sorts of things, so don't waste your time on that one. But yeah, if you do want to help me out there, then my email is in my channel description type thing. But anyway, let's hop back onto the Hermitcraft server, because we've still got a little bit of work to do. I am very sorry for how long that time-lapse chat was, but we've got one full stack of emerald blocks from it, so I suppose it's not all too bad. So, the villager trading system is working. We are requesting villagers. That all seems to be functional. And oh wow, I panicked then. I thought someone had come along and pranked me and just removed. Oh, I think I need to leave. Oh, I was on my way over to. I was actually on my way over to Hermitron Halls, and I thought, wouldn't it be really great if I could find a Hermitron? I almost completely forgot the name of it. I haven't played on the Hermitcraft server for 3 days now, which means that I'm not breaking the rules. Apparently, you're allowed to find one Hermitron every day, and this is a completely fresh day. So, let's see what we have got. That's good. That is good. We have actually got one, finally. That is useful. And we got 2 of the same type, which is actually quite a rare thing to happen. So we go. That is all of those. Right. Let's head over to Hermitron Halls and dump all of this stuff off. Shulker box, please. Now, I've just taken a look in the training chest, but unfortunately, as far as I can tell, there isn't any of the wool set in here. No, and no. Right, okay, let's head over to my plot, and we will see how far we have to go on the wool set. I have a feeling I only need 2 more, but I don't actually know if I already have this one. By the look of things, I don't. Okay, so we have managed to get the uncommon. Right, let's quickly double check what we actually have. So we've got the mythic, and then we have one of the commons, common, and... Okay, so we have 2 of the uncommons, and there's 4 uncommons. Am I going mad here? Or is there 3? Common and a common. We have 1 of the rares. We've got 3 of the uncommons. We have 1 of the rares, which means we need 1 more rare and 1 more common. Yeah. 1 more rare and 1 more common. That's going to be easy. We're going to smash this set. We're going to get that finished in the near future, hopefully in the next episode of Hermitcraft. Wouldn't that be a nice thing? But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got time for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.